Hey everybody, it's Matt and welcome back to Crypto Kings. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how Robinhood is really in the end game right now for Shiba Inu. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily Shib vids. Let's get right into it, folks. So there are a lot of factors I wanted to go over in this video that I find extremely striking and extremely worrying for the future of Shiba Inu and of course for the future of Robinhood. Because when it comes down to it, guys, what we're working with here is the fact that Shiba Inu is just not getting the amount of trading volume it was getting a couple of days ago, and it's to be expected that we'll see a decrease, but this has been a rather hefty decrease from what we were seeing just a few days ago, and you guys can see this better illustrated here over on TradingView. So when I show you guys this, we will take a look, of course, at these bars here at the bottom. You guys can see our volume is extremely high, and then it kind of just fades off. And this isn't particularly a bad thing. Low volume isn't always bad, but when it comes down to it, how do stock exchanges or crypto exchanges make money? Well, by trades and by users and by having more people on it and using it. So this just shows that had Robinhood listed Shiba Inu here, they would have gotten a lot more new signups, a lot more users, and could have overall, I think, definitely added a lot more to their company than they can now. Now, don't get me wrong, they could still trigger a brand new bull movement, and I still believe that would happen with a listing in that situation, but it just goes to show you how much they actually missed out on. And again, you guys can see the market cap here is down as well, down to 36 billion, which is still very high, but not quite where it was. You guys can see, of course, when it comes down to it, these shares have not been performing well, either. And you guys can see these shares dropped around 10% on Wednesday due to weak dogecoin trading, due to weakness in their ability to compete in the sort of meme stock market or meme crypto market, if you want. And that's not calling Shiba Inu a meme crypto. Believe me, I've learned my lesson on that in the past. Shib definitely does have a lot more utility than an awful lot of other cryptos, but it still does kind of follow the same kind of culture that Dogecoin and AMC and GameStop kind of follow. And again, there has been a rumor which has been going around that on November 1st there will be a listing for Shiba Inu on Robinhood, and that is really what we are waiting for, because November 1st has been that day that so many people have been talking about, and including this rumor here from CoinMomo here being reported on Watcher Guru, who has been right on a good deal of things in the past. You guys can see they are talking about some information regarding their prediction. They do not mention sources, but again, Watcher Guru has overall been pretty good in the past, and again, they are saying that the idea here is that Robinhood will be listing it on November 1st. So that is the idea here from Watcher Guru. When we take a look, of course, at the day, guys, this is still a little bit concerning. I'm sure a lot of you guys could agree when we take a look at this, because the main concern that we have here is this rounding. I've been talking about this in a few previous videos, but essentially the rounded top is a bit of an issue. And here's why. Because the rounded top, and I did my homework on this for sure, because I don't have every single little movement here memorized, as most people don't, but it is important to look at what a rounded top does, because in this instance it is forming the shape of an upside down U, and the issue here is that it essentially shows that there is not an awful amount of buy volume, and it is suggesting that investors in the asset are weakening their resolve to hold the asset and may begin selling shares in larger numbers. So unfortunately, when we look at something like this kind of does raise a little bit of a bearish sort of flag. Now, the only sort of counter against this is the fact that, again, you do have this line at around 60 that I've been talking about a lot recently on the channel. This support line of 60 here really has been good to us, and you guys can see that for the most part, in just about every instance, the minute it touches this line, it bounces right back, and I'm very intrigued to see in the near future if these do head down, whether or not they're able to bounce off of 60 yet again. Because if we get lower than 60, I do feel like you're kind of entering new sell-off kind of territory, the goal is not for that to happen. And of course, that is why I'm still, looking at this so adamantly. So when we have a Fibonacci retracement here, of course, we're going to take a look at what this has given us. So as you guys can see, yet again, we are looking at the top of the most recent run, which is 77, all the way to the bottom here, which is at around 61. And the only thing we're really gathering from this, we're not really getting a ton of information, but the only thing we're really gathering from this is the idea that this 23.6% line has been serving pretty well in regards to being a potential line of support. You guys can see it really doesn't like to get much below that. So the 65 line for the near future looks to be a potential candidate for support. Now, if that does not succeed, we will then be going down to, my sort of more arbitrary line, but yet again, a line I still think is worth considering, the 60 line. And of course, we would have to look then and see whether or not 60 can sort of hold as a line of support. And I think 60 just in a psychological way kind of works because, again, it's like, the second half, like over 50, it's closer to erasing a zero. And again, 60 is where this run mostly started. So in theory, even if we lost all of this progress, we would still be at somewhere around 60, which would be fine. I think all the people who accumulated from down here would still be happy to see it sitting at 60. So that would not be tragic. What would be tragic is if we fell way below 60. When we take a look at the MACD, you guys can see it is giving us some indication still of a light sell. So it still appears that it could switch in the near future to a buy, and that is definitely what I'm going to be looking at as to whether or not it does decide, to sort of turn the tide. If you guys have not already, by the way, folks, make sure to check out Webull, guys. Down below in the description. It is so easy to do. If you guys want to start trading stocks and crypto and all that good stuff, you guys can use my Webull link at the top of the description, and you guys can get started trading over there. It's extremely easy to do, and you get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300. So if you guys are interested in free stocks, you guys click the link at the top of the description. But the final thing, folks, that I always like to check is the relative strength index, and of course, you guys can see here, this is showing us that we do have some headroom here. So we do have the ability to kind of move up without necessarily witnessing a direct crash. So we do have a lot to work with here. And it is completely possible that if we were to head up to, like, say, like maybe 71 or 72 or something, we could do that from 65 here and not have an awful lot of issues because it would still be within the relative strength index. It would still be within what the relative strength index considers to be normal. And of course, once the relative strength index exceeds that, we start entering periods of time which are extremely volatile, extremely difficult to chart, and start really leading towards some intense pullback. So the goal, again, is not to get any pullback like this. Our goal is to keep kind of consolidating here somewhere between 60 and 70. I think that is a reasonable price, expectation to make for the near future, while also, not being, ridiculously ambitious. So, somewhere again between like 70 and 60, I think would be a very, very fair, sort of consolidation area. If it is to decide to sort of bounce off that 60 line, we could be watching it consolidate somewhere in this region between 60 and 70. So that is what I'm hoping for, and what I think is, sort of on the more realistic side. That being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. My name is Matt. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.